Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, قَالَ وَمَنْ يَقْنَطُ مِنْ رَحْمَةِ رَبِّهِ إِلَّا الضَّالُّونَ. And he said, and who despairs of the mercy of his Lord except for those astray? And no one will despair from the mercy of Allah except that he is ignorant and astray and does not know who Allah is. That is the meaning of this ayah. And the word Lord was used in this ayah instead of saying Allah. So here it says, and who despairs of the mercy of his Lord except for those astray? Why doesn't it say, and who despairs of the mercy of Allah except for those who are astray? The word Lord here is used for a purpose. A Rabb. A Rabb is a caretaker or caregiver. So I am Rabbul Bayt. Linguistically, I am called Rabbul Bayt. Why? Because I am the caregiver or the caretaker of my household. Bayt means house. So Ibrahim alayhi salam here is saying, and who despairs of the mercy of his Lord except for those astray? How can they despair if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that is giving you? He is the one that is protecting you when you do not know, when you do not see. The reason you are walking, that you are alive, that you are healthy, is all by His mercy, all the time. So how can you despair in Him forgiving you? How can you despair in Him answering your du'as when you turn to Him sincerely? Surely you are astray. You don't know who Allah is. And that is why it is so important to understand Tawheed in all of its aspects. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. If these people had a strong foundation and understood Allah's rububiyyah, if they understood Allah's names and attributes, then there is no way they would turn their uluhiyyah to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's because they don't have a strong foundation in these things that they fell into error and into the trap of shaitan. So if we go back now to the question that I asked you at the beginning of this lecture, and that is, why did scholars categorize Tawheed into different aspects or different parts? It is for this very reason. So some people would understand Tawheed Al Rububiyyah, but they would fall into error in Tawheed Al Ulohiya. So they believe that Allah is the creator, the sustainer, the taker and giver of life, and that He has no partners in that. But they still turn their hearts to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. And when my servants ask you concerning me, O Muhammad, Allah says, indeed I am near. I respond to the dua of the supplicant when he calls upon me. So let them respond to me by obedience and believe in me, that they may be rightly guided. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, I am near to you. I am very near to you in His knowledge, in everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above His throne all the time, above all of His creation. But He is near us in His knowledge. He knows everything that is happening with you all the time. So He's telling you, I am so near to you. Why don't you ask me? Do you think I will not listen? Do you think I will not hear? Ask me. Why do you need to turn to anybody else? And that is what Muhammad ﷺ came to teach us, to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our worship. So what we say now is, any person that has a strong, proper foundation in Tawheed Al Rububiyyah and in Allah's asma' wa sifat, names and attributes, then it is mandatory for him to have proper Tawheed and Uluhiyyah. He cannot understand these aspects or these things about Allah and then be ignorant to turn his worship to the only person that can do these things.